Hello everyone, I'm Greycloak, thank you for joining me, and welcome back to episode 27 of Factorio with the Space Age expansion, where we are just working on setting up the first bits of our rail network, and we did some tests with train interrupts because I thought that it was possible to use them to actually request them to stations for resource transfer, but I think that's not really possible. What is possible though would be to request them to a fuel station. So we don't have to bring fuel to every station around the map. We could just have one central fuel station, and then we can just have an interrupt on trains that when their fuel gets too low, they can go to the fuel station. And don't have to go there every time they do a trip around. I think I would like something like that. But for now, I think that's the only thing I see using it for. So that is how it's going to be. Okay. That means I still want to do my version of intelligent train stops. Which means I need to be able to set a train limit here depending on what we actually need. I will design that on this template station over here though. So to know if we need anything, we obviously have to know what we have. And we need a bunch of combinators to figure out what we need then. I think we need a constant combinator to tell us what is expected to be here. Maybe. We could also just put that constant in one of these, I think. So if we just take an example here, coal. This is an arithmetic combinator though, not a... Wait, what? Can't you do just... Oh, I'm just blind, as always. Can you just do a constant here? One rail wagon of coal is 2,000 times 4 is 8,000. And I mean, that is not really what we want to be here. Output, coal. Do we have some coal? No. Do we have rock? We are just going to do it with stone for this example, because why not? Or wood could have been a thing. Connect those. We need some power as well. That doesn't have power either. Let's just get power in here for now. We can make it pretty later. And these two are not connected. Okay, so you now get minus 8,000 as output. Did I not put... Oh, we of course would unload it. Okay. If we just remove this for now. Put the stone in there. Now it's 7,960. That is if we just want one full train load in here. But we have... I need a calculator. We have what? 4x4, so 16 chests. By 48 slots. By 15 each slot. We never want more than this. So we never want to request a train unless we are below 30,400. Because that would be filling up the chests. Wait, this isn't even right. This is not what I want to do, because these will not be unloaded evenly. But I am going to ignore that for now and just make it work first. So we actually want this to be 30,000, was it 400 or 800? Calculator, 400, okay. So we still want 30,000 in here. And then we can take that number and divide by the capacity of a train. 8,000. And output each. Negative 8,000, I think, here, just to get... Or maybe to make it simpler, we can just make this. Can we make this positive? If we make this negative and add it instead. No, wait, what? We want this to be negative, but we can't because that's a positive signal. So we just have to divide by negative 8,000 here. We want 3 trains in. Is that correct? So 30,400 divided by 8,000 is 3.8, yes. So we request 3 trains to get close to the 30,000. Isn't that incorrect though? Wouldn't we want it to be higher? If I just can be a little bit thorough here. 8, 16, 24, 32. If we don't have any ore, we would be okay with 4 trains coming in at least. So maybe we just need the full number here. Then we are requesting 4 trains, which would be correct. If we had a load of 8,000 in here, we would be at minus 30,000, and that would then be 3 trains. Can we get to a point where we have a train that is just coming in, ready to be unloaded, and we are still requesting too many trains? No, because that train would be part of the allowed trains. I think this should just work. If we connect this up and set train limit. Oh, we need to output L, not each. L. Then we have a limit of 4 trains. That should work. This is actually simpler than I had thought it was, mainly because of this one. I thought that would be a problem for some reason, where we needed a constant combinator as well. But I guess I'm wrong. Or maybe I'm making a mistake. It wouldn't be the first time. I think we also, for the future, just want a power pole here. And maybe we connect through that just to have an easy target for reading our signal. Though that isn't really very telling, so let's not have it, because then we will still work if we want to remove this. Okay, I had a problem with these. We want to balance each pairs of chests. Going to start down here because we have less space to work with. And maybe this actually breaks the stations we have already built. Because either we do this Whoops, and this. And merge those two. That should be fully balanced then, by default. Or we do this. These output on the right sides of these builds, which is why it's being merged. They will of course only be balanced if we take from both sides of that build on our mall equally, and we never do. But for now I'm going to ignore that fact. But these two could also just be merged and then go in and under potentially, because this is taking up a lot of space. We can't really do that here. Though I think just this also works. Which could merge in the same way. Actually, we can go all the way in there to go under. Same thing up here. If we could build in side balancing of these, it would be really awesome. But I'm not too sure. Right now this seems a lot simpler. And less messy. Does that seem less messy? Not really. This puts on the far side, this puts on the right side. That should work. But this is just cleaner in my mind, so let's do that. Let's say that we wanted to go in there. Can we somehow side balance the belt before getting to an underground belt here? Not really, without using even more space. Okay, let's save this first before we go further. We need it to actually merge onto one belt first. Because otherwise we only get half a belt out, but that would be okay, but let's not risk it. That is not too bad by itself. We might need extra space up here though. We can just do this, but then it's not side balanced after this. Then if we mainly end up taking from this side, these two chests would unload faster. So it still has to be merged here. This is quite big, but is it actually any bigger? Well, it is 2 tiles wider than this. What about compared to if we didn't give it any thought over here? It is the same width as that. This could have gone underground a lot as well, but it didn't. So what are the problems with this? Because I'm sure I'm forgetting something. These should unload evenly with this. I think we're just going to try it, and if there are problems, we will try and fix them later. So only this one goes all the way in, of course. Don't really gain anything from going all the way in, do we? But we're still doing it. Good. Maybe we don't want these as far down as possible. Let's have a look here how it works out if we want to place another station next to it. We can actually get closer with this than we could over here. So far so good. Except we have to replace this one with this one. And rotate that. And put that in. Now, if we could just do that, we could make it even less wide. Can you not undo rotation? I thought that had been made possible, but I guess not. Let's just do some tests here. This works, of course. Does this work? No, this has not turned enough at this point. That is so weird, because if we didn't have that, it would put on the right side, but because it's turning currently, it will put on the far side of that corner, I guess. That seems weird, but that is how it is. And it wouldn't change if we made this up here, right? No. So on corners it always puts far away. Okay, let's not worry about it. We're using this design. We have made updates to it. We don't want any fueling here, right? Because we want them to go to a central fuel station. I believe so, yes. Then this is all we need currently. We have the signals, yes. Oh, by the way, we want this to be parameterized so I don't have to change it after putting it down every time. Can we do that? This first of all. Take in. This could just be each. Then that doesn't have to work. But this constant number needs to change depending on what sort of resource it is. So that would need to be a parameter, right? Is that not possible here? It's my first time playing with this. Hmm. What can be parameters then? Where are parameters? No parameter. Uh, no parameters there. Can you not put parameters into these? I mean, we can put parameters here, right? Or am I wrong? Do I not understand parameters? I thought we had to put in a thing that we can parameterize, but what if that's not how it works? Though it won't, I can't really see how it would work otherwise, but let's just make a blueprint. Parameterize, reconfigure. This. Well, I guess we can already configure everything from here. First of all, let's remove this one. But we are not asked to configure it when doing this. That's part of my problem. I thought that was what you could do. Can you say from here? Parameter? Parameter 0. So if we do that and save it, are we then asked what is supposed to be there? Yes. Parameter 0 should be stone. Let's do a different one for this. Iron ore, just to actually show that we have made a change. Good. Then we should see here, this is now outputting iron ore. And we are then doing stuff with that. But then we don't really need to do that. We can just output each. So that's one less thing to configure. This. We want to configure this number. And this number. And that's about it. To begin with, at least. This is just each. Is that not possible anymore to reconfigure, I guess? So take this again, put there, remove this, remove this. Which one is which now? Okay, clean, clean, copy, put there, parameterize. Now there's nothing with stone because we made it each already, so there's nothing to parameterize with that. But these two numbers are still possible. So, first one, it's a value though. Make this a parameter. Parameter. Wait, what? Can you actually use this as a combinator then? I don't know. In formula, each divided by minus 8,000. Can I not make this a parameter like the other thing? What is the difference of these? This is an item, this is not. I want this to be a parameter though. And I can't set these. So do I have to... It's because it's just a constant. This is not what I want, I'm just messing around with my brain. Yeah, we can't have a item with a thing. But couldn't we just say 0 here? So when we... Could we do that from in here, by the way? No, we couldn't. So remove this again. Copy. Parameterize. Now 0. Needs to be a number. And now we can't make it a number. What? Maybe we... Also I changed the wrong thing, I think. Wait, yes. Can't this be... If we do that, it's a parameter now. Save. I made it the number that should be mine. Yeah, the 38,000, whatever. Now when we place this... Whoops. It asks us for parameter 0, but we can't do a constant. Arrgh. Why not? I think... Whoops, I'm misunderstanding something here. It should be possible. I'm pretty sure at least. Because why wouldn't it? Drain capacity. Station capacity. This shows 38,000 currently, and then it says in formula minus 38,000. Is that okay? Maybe. If we save this, we're still not asked for anything, right? No. But what if we then go in here? Say variable. How does we use the variables though? 8,000 is the base thing. If we have a resource that can have 50 in each stack, we can just multiply that with 2 for 100 stacks, 4 for 200 stacks, and so on. But how do we use it? I mean, I could just do that. Just out of curiosity, what does this do? Station capacity. Okay. We're getting somewhere, I think. Though I don't understand. It asks for station capacity, but not this. So maybe it is just that we need to check those. Yes. Train capacity. I would like these to be positive. Why is one positive and the other is not? Weren't they both negative? No. Whoops. Don't save that. Can I live with them, or one being negative? So for iron plate it would be 16,000. But we also need to change the other one. So if we could reduce this to just be one variable, and then it calculated it by itself with how many chests we have and so on, that would be awesome. Can we do that? If we just define a train capacity, then we can multiply that number in some other combinator or something. For the station capacity, we don't have to calculate those two by, well, in the head every time. And forget one. So maybe that's what I thought I had to use a constant combinator for. But we wouldn't need a constant combinator, we would need... Well, yes, for a constant, I guess. The constant of 8,000 or something. This needs to be a signal of some sort. Calculated from this number. So this number also needs to come from somewhere else. I'm just going to move those, but maybe I shouldn't. I may be overdoing it a bit now, but if we output C for capacity, 8,000. Can that be parameterized? Maybe. I guess I need to know that before I try anything else. 8,000. Parameter. Save. Save. Put in here. Yes, it's possible. Good. Then we need to multiply that by count of chests. 16 by 48 slots. No, wait. Shouldn't we just have the stack size of whatever we're trying to unload here? So 50 in the case of stone. S for stack size. Then I guess we do need two combinators just to calculate. Or maybe we can make it with one. No, it's only the decider combinator. You can do two things with two conditions. Okay. But stack size multiplied by 4,000 or 40 for the train station of wagons, but by 4, which is 160. Output train capacity T. Connect. Train capacity is 8,000, yes. So that signal would have to go in there. Do T. Except we want it to be negative in this instance. Or do we? How does this make sense? I don't know. I'm getting a little bit out of my depth here. We should use stone in this case, I think. Negative 38,000 because of this. Divided by minus 8,000. Should give us a positive L, but we don't have power. Is that the problem? Yes, okay. So now don't need that one. We want 5 trains in. Is that correct? 5 by 8,000 is 40,000. But we could only take 38,000. Then the train will just stand here, but why is it suddenly higher? Oh, because it takes this as well. Does that have to be a green wire? So here only take each from the red signal, divide with T from the green signal, then we get 4. Okay. But then we also need this to calculate a station capacity. So 16 chests by 48 slots. $768. Output. Train. No, station capacity. That's going to be S, which is a little annoying. Stack capacity, station capacity. I mean, we're not really mixing the wires. But this is going to be annoying anyway, I think. So now we actually don't need this, do we? Yes, we need it to know how much we have. This signal needs to come from here, though. And we don't want to take that signal and do any math on it, so we need it on a different signal. Green. Only take red there. Do S here from green only, just to be sure. And then output. So we still have a limit of 4 trains. What happens when we empty this now? We have a non-limit. Limit of 0 means a limit of infinite, right? Or what? Can we get a tooltip on this, please? I don't actually know how that works. We need to test that. I think we will parameterize the station name as well. But if we take my train, are we allowed to go to test? It looks like it's disabled. Why are there two oh, wait, I named the station test as well. I reuse my names too much. Delete. Test. Go. Does not tell us what the signal means. Destination stop full. Yeah. So that does not work how I want it to. We cannot rely on the station never being empty. Because it will start out being empty. Do we then need another constant? Just to tell us that what it is we want? Just add one coal or whatever? That would annoy me a bit, because then that also would need to be parameterized, right? No, it wouldn't, because we are somewhat detached from what sort of resource it is, other than we need to know the stack size. So if we also just put whatever in here, stone, 1, we will lie about there being a single stone in the station. Now we have a limit of 8. Why is that? Have I missed something up here? Damn it. I need to spread out a bit. And power. But this is annoying to have there. I always get annoyed by these. I'll put 1 and 50. 50 goes here. S multiplied by this. This should... Well, we don't have a signal for this. It is just the resource. We get the 50, we get this, and we get our want of 38,000. We want to take each red. We want to add this one to this signal though. We don't want the S signal. S signal is screwing up. And this won't add to any signal though, that's a problem. This will always request 5 or 4 trains. If we then added one of these, we would ask for 12 trains. Yes. That is not what I want. How can I fix that? I'm spending way more time on this than I thought I would. This would have to be a parameter almost. Could we reuse that parameter for the station name and just call it... How do you name it an entity? I don't know actually. Can we just go in here? Say parameterize. Isn't it possible to parameterize this somehow? It should be, in my mind at least, in my opinion. But oh well, let's not worry about that right now. If we undo this one, we're now not asking for anything, but it works as soon as we have something. Or one of the right things. Currently our only parameters should be this, because this is calculated from that. This is calculated from that. If we put a combinator between these, we could make this a signal instead of a resource. And I think that should fix most of this problem. Each multiply by 1, output signal R for resource. Multiply by 1, I said. Then we have R. Then we can just go with R. Then we're not working anymore for some reason. We have a red signal minus a green signal. Oh, output R, I guess. Take R. Yeah, now we're working. Then this... If we add R to this on the same signal, do we need a combinator just to add the two? Can we isolate this signal somehow? Other than putting another combinator, which is what I don't want to do. We're only listening to R here. If we just add this signal to after the calculation, we get 41R. And if we then only use R from there, we shouldn't have a problem, I don't think. If we remove these now, we still have a limit of 4 because we get one resource through here. So now we are working so far. How does this look when we parameterize? This is fine. This is fine. This is fine. this is the stack size that we need to configure. So let's just set that to 100. No, wait, what? This is what I want to be asked every time I place the blueprint. Stack size will now be 100 for iron plate. And we don't know much without actually placing this stuff. I just don't want to have to place everything and then remove it later. So we do this. And see that we output 4 trains. Because we can have a lot more capacity now. Do we need to actually calculate the train capacity? Yeah, but because it's a number that has to go up when the stack size goes up for this calculation. So station capacity, train capacity, resources wanted, train limit, constants. Can I just get the constants from the parameterized thing? Then it is maybe a problem that I'm using S twice in this. But if we take this, parameterize S as a parameter, R as a parameter to start with. Oh, but I don't want to give them every time. I would rather have the constant combinator then. This wouldn't actually need to give us stack size though, if that is what we are parameterizing anyway. But then without this, there's no reason. Oh, we either have to parameterize both of these, or just this. I don't want to have this to be 1 every time, unless does it have a default value? Whoops. R is a parameter, but it can't have a default value. S a parameter. Yeah, no default values. So I will keep all of these combinators, I think. This is just a copy of this, right? We didn't do any modification other than things we don't want to keep. I don't think so. Okay. If we then squish this together until we have to do more calculations. power pole is in the way, but I guess we can do this. That's not too bad. We have a limit of 4 currently. But if we again take this, parameterize, stack size, parameter. Wait, it wasn't 50 times s in constant. Without the constant combinator, we couldn't have this number, so I can't remove the constant combinator. Okay. Save blueprint. Build blueprint, set our stack size of whatever we want to receive, and good. Back to naming the station then, I guess. Are there tips and tricks on No. Are there tips and tricks on interrupts? No. And you can't search for stuff like that in here, right? No. Unless this tells us something. Parameters are used for setting the generic blueprints in the blueprint configuration menu. Maybe I'm just misunderstanding what the generic blueprints means, but I would guess it would mean the variable numbers in the blueprint configuration menu, or whatever. I want to be able to set this name. If we give it a parameter, well, I guess it can't be 0 because we don't have any parameters. Is that just a name now, or can we actually set that? If we just put this down, it is actually asking us, but then we can't set a name. If we save it and then configure a train name, can we set this to text somehow? I don't think so. What happens if we just use it now? Nothing. If we don't set it to a parameter, but we couldn't parameterize it then. It needs to have some value that we can parameterize. That's just train or stop names we are searching, right? I think so. I mean, it's not like it's going to be easier just because we parameterize it to set the names, really. So it's not really necessary. It would just be nice to have a finished train station when we actually put it down and it gets it built. Item parameter, fuel parameter, fluid parameter, signal parameter. No text parameter or something like that. Let's just see if this does anything different. I don't think it will, but I'm getting closer sometimes. That's not possible to do anything with, so that's not right. This is our current best thing. Let's put that in here. So with these, we could actually set a parameter, just not a text parameter like I want it to be. But I might just be missing something. This just means that I'm not copying the train stop name, in which case I'm not copying the parameter, so that wouldn't change anything, I don't think. I have the parameter here. Can't type in text. That is just the name of the parameter. Now we're named that. If we just named one of these coal, but then how would we distinguish between loading and unloading of coal? I don't know, but I don't think we need that. Let's remove this parameter. Unused. What did we name it in our current blueprint though? Can we see that? Maybe not without putting it down. Train stop test. I can live with it being named test. Okay. We had a blueprint without this now though, so we need to actually do it anyway. Put there. Parameterize. This is a parameter. Stack size. Put that in there instead of this. And then we have it done, and now it is called unused. Good. Can we use a... We can just click E for that. Okay, to confirm. Okay, we have played around a bit with parameters and actually made something that works a little bit. We haven't even made our outpost yet. Dang it, I need to get to that. But could we parameterize a train then? We need to do an actual blueprint for that. I'm not saving any blueprints there, right? No. Blueprint of train. Can we do it with fuel in though? Actual blueprint. Trains. Don't care about the rail. I do care about rocket fuel. Nothing to parameterize. I want it to have some defaults though. Like going to a fuel station. But we don't have a fuel station yet, so we can't really make a blueprint that makes sense for this. Other than the fuel. But then maybe we should just get used to using it. Good. So, actually make the blueprint. And put in there. Oh, now we can easily make trains. that gets fuel, if we have it. That's my train, I need that. Good, so now we should actually get to this and then design a loading station, of course, because we only did unloading. But loading I've been doing before, and it shouldn't take as long. But you never know. And unfortunately, that's all we have time for in this episode, so thank you all for joining me, and I will see you next time. Bye.